You know, lately I've seen a lot of articles and books and even speeches about the topic of judging people favorably, and what a wonderful idea that is. Our sages call it to be dan lekav zchut. We should judge people favorably if at all possible. But I'm surprised to see that there's not a lot of advice about how to do it. It's a great idea. We've got to put ourselves in the right frame of mind. But how do we do it ourselves? And how do we teach our children that this is a great thing to do and something that needs to be practiced and perfected? So I saw recently like a game which I would like to call the frame game. And here's how the frame game works. You're walking into a mall, you're at a shopping mall, and you go into a store, and you're with your little kids, and you happen to notice that there's a girl. She must be 17, 18 years old. She walks past the shelf in the store, reaches over onto the shelf, and takes a bar of peanut chews and puts it in her pocketbook. Now, you know what we're thinking? You're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. However, teach your kids immediately and say, let's play the frame game. Here's how it goes. I start off with a reason why that could be happening in which no harm was done. You try to top it. Then each one adds to the story. For instance, she's probably working for the store. Right. And your son says, and she took the candy bar home because the employer said that it was okay for her to do that. That's part of her pay. Right, says your little girl. Not only is it part of her pay, but the employer asked her to take some home because he had too much of it. Right, you say. Not only did she have too much of it, but she wants to test out the peanut chews because she was afraid that some of it might be spoiled because it was already almost expired. Right, and she's writing a paper about it in school about expired foods, and she could save a lot of people a lot of trouble and money and health, all kinds of, you get the idea. The frame game consists of each one using his or her creativity to try to come up with an idea or a story about how to frame this story properly in which the person really did nothing wrong. Now, this doesn't mean that you're a fool. This doesn't mean that nobody does anything wrong. But if you want to really get a paradigm change, a shift in your mind into how to do this, you need to practice. And the only way to practice it is to do it in a fun way. This is a great way to try to instill it into yourself and into your kids. And immediately you shift into, let's play the frame game. No matter what the situation may be, you'll be shocked at how many reasons and how many possibilities there are. And once your mind gets into that frame that there are a lot of possibilities about how things could really happen and what really was the purpose and the idea and the reason why those things are really happening, then you become a better person. And after Tisha B'Av, when all of us want to perfect ourselves, especially from one to another, this is a fabulous way to use an exercise to be able to get into that paradigm shift and really judge people favorably the way you should be doing. Something to think about.